Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I am delighted to have you here today. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this field. Today, I am excited to present on the topic of technology transfer for herbal products. Over the course of this presentation, we will explore the key aspects of transferring herbal product technologies, the challenges involved, and the opportunities that lie ahead. So, let's get started and delve into this fascinating subject together. Let's start by understanding what we mean by the definition of technology transfer. Essentially, technology transfer, or TT, is a systematic process. It involves carefully moving or sharing product information, processes, and knowledge from one setting to another. Now, when we say systematic, we mean it's organized, thorough, and ensures nothing is overlooked. This process includes several key components. First, it covers herbal raw material data, so detailed information about the raw ingredients used. Next, it involves extraction and processing methods, which are crucial for transforming raw materials into usable products. Additionally, analytical and quality controls are a vital part of this transfer. These steps help us verify that the product maintains consistent quality throughout the process. The ultimate goal here is to ensure that the final product is safe, effective, and of reliable quality every time. So, in summary, technology transfer is about sharing all the essential knowledge and methods to produce herbal products reliably and safely, supporting the overall goal of delivering high-quality herbal medicines. Today, I will walk you through the objective of understanding technology transfer, or TT, specifically for herbal products. We'll be covering different dosage forms, including oral solid dosage forms like tablets and capsules, as well as liquids such as syrups and extracts, and semi-solids like creams and ointments. Our goal is to ensure that these products align with current global regulatory norms, which is essential for market acceptance and compliance. Moving on to the scope, we are focusing on a broad range of products. For oral solids, that includes tablets, capsules, and granules. For liquids, we're looking at decoctions, syrups, and extracts. And for semi-solids, we're considering creams, ointments, and gels. Importantly, the World Health Organization covers all these dosage forms under herbal GMP and processing standards, which helps set a universal benchmark for quality and safety across different regions. Understanding these categories and regulations is crucial as we look to transfer technology effectively and ensure our herbal products meet all necessary standards for global markets. When it comes to herbal traditional therapies, or TT, we face some unique challenges that are important to understand. One major factor is natural variability. Things like soil conditions, climate, and even the timing of harvest can all influence the final herbal product. This makes each batch a little different, which can be tricky for ensuring consistency. Another challenge is that herbal medicines are typically multi-component mixtures. Unlike a single active ingredient, these plants contain a complex array of compounds that work together, adding layers of complexity to processing and quality control. Batch-to-batch variation is also a key concern. Because of the natural variability and the complexity of the mixtures, each production run might differ slightly, making standardization a real challenge. Then there are contamination risks, which we can't overlook. This includes microbial contamination, as well as heavy metals and pesticides that can sometimes find their way into herbal products. Ensuring safety and purity is critical. All of these points highlight that herbal medicines are inherently complex with a lot of variability, which is something we need to carefully manage. Moving to the second part of the slide, let's talk about the key elements of technology transfer. First, sourcing and qualification of raw materials is essential. We need to ensure that the herbs we use come from reliable sources and meet quality standards. Next is process transfer. This includes extraction, drying, and blending. These steps must be precisely replicated across facilities to maintain product consistency. Analytical method transfer is equally important. We need validated methods that can be reliably used across different labs to analyze the herbal components accurately. Documentation transfer is also critical. Detailed records ensure that every step and parameter is clearly communicated. Finally, validation and stability studies help us confirm that the finished product remains safe, effective, and consistent over time. All these elements together cover the entire life cycle, from the initial plant material to the finished herbal product, ensuring quality and safety at every stage. Now, let's talk about raw material control, which is such a critical step in our process. First and foremost, botanical identification is essential. We need to accurately identify the plant species to ensure we're working with the right material. This involves authentication methods like macroscopic examination, microscopic analysis, and even DNA testing when necessary. These steps help us verify the plant's identity beyond doubt. Next, we have control measures for contaminants. Pesticides are a major concern, so we carefully monitor and control pesticide residues to ensure safety and compliance. Heavy metals are also closely regulated because they can be toxic, and microbial contamination must be checked to prevent any health risks. For example, if we accidentally use the wrong plant species, it can lead to a loss of efficacy, meaning the product won't work as intended or even pose safety risks. So, thorough identification and control at this stage are vital for ensuring the quality, safety, and effectiveness of the final product. Now, let's take a closer look at herbal liquids. When working with herbal extracts, the key factors we need to consider include the extraction method, whether it's aqueous or alcoholic, as this significantly influences the outcome. The solvent ratio is also crucial, as it affects how effectively the active compounds are extracted. Additionally, pH and viscosity play important roles in determining the stability and usability of the herbal liquid. For example, changing the extraction solvent can lead to variations in the concentration of active markers. This means that the choice of solvent directly impacts the potency and consistency of the extract, which is vital for our product quality. Moving on to process transfer, especially when developing herbal oral solid dosage forms, Herbal OSD, there are critical parameters to monitor closely. Extract concentration is essential because it affects the dose uniformity. Granulation properties, such as flowability and compressibility, influence manufacturing efficiency and tablet quality. And of course, the compression force must be optimized to ensure tablets are neither too hard nor too fragile. For example, if the herbal granules have poor flow properties, this can cause weight variation in tablets, which compromises product consistency. Keeping these parameters under control ensures a smooth manufacturing process and a high-quality final product. All these factors tie back to our goal of delivering safe, effective herbal medicines with reliable performance. When we talk about analytical method transfer, the first step is identification, which typically involves TLC or HPTLC fingerprinting. These techniques help us verify the unique chemical profile of our herbal extracts. Next, for quantification, we focus on marker compounds. These are specific constituents that serve as benchmarks to ensure consistency and quality across batches. We also need to perform various tests, such as microbial limits to check for contamination, testing for heavy metals to ensure safety, and analyzing residual solvents to confirm that no harmful solvents remain. It's important to note that regulatory agencies like EMA require us to have clearly defined markers and specifications. This helps maintain strict quality control standards. When it comes to semi-solids like creams, there are critical attributes to monitor. These include ensuring a uniform distribution of the extract, maintaining proper viscosity and stability, and confirming phase compatibility. For example, if a cream shows instability, it might be due to improper emulsification of the herbal extract, which can compromise the product's effectiveness and shelf life. Finally, process transfer also involves these considerations, ensuring that when we scale up or move from development to production, these critical attributes are preserved. This continuity is key to delivering a safe, effective, and high-quality product. Now, let's look at the validation requirements that are essential to ensure our herbal products meet quality standards. First, process validation involves verifying that our manufacturing processes produce consistent batches every time. This helps us maintain uniformity and reliability across production runs. Next, cleaning validation is crucial to minimize cross-contamination risks, especially when switching between different herbal ingredients or products. We also conduct stability studies to determine how long the product remains effective and safe over time. Compatibility with packaging is another key aspect, ensuring that our packaging materials do not negatively interact with the herbal product, which could affect its quality. Overall, these validation steps help us ensure product consistency despite inherent variability in raw materials or processes. Moving on to documentation requirements, maintaining thorough records is fundamental. We prepare a herbal drug master file that provides comprehensive information about the product. Specifications for both raw materials and finished products are established to define quality parameters. Batch manufacturing records document each production run, offering traceability and accountability. Analytical methods are validated to accurately assess product quality, and stability data supports shelf life claims. The WHO emphasizes the importance of full traceability from the plant, where herbs are cultivated all the way to the final packaged product. This traceability is vital for quality assurance, regulatory compliance, and building trust with consumers. Now, let's discuss some of the key challenges we face in developing phytoconstituents. One major issue is the variability in phytoconstituents themselves, which can differ based on factors like plant origin and harvesting conditions. This variability makes it difficult to ensure consistency. Additionally, there's the challenge of the lack of a single active pharmaceutical ingredient, which complicates standardization and quality control. Seasonal variation also plays a role, as the concentration of active compounds can fluctuate throughout the year. To address these challenges, we employ several mitigation strategies. First, we use marker compounds to reliably identify and quantify key constituents, ensuring consistency. We also develop standardized extracts to maintain uniformity across batches. Controlled sourcing is essential too, as it helps us select and monitor raw material quality from the outset. When it comes to risk management, we follow the principles outlined in ICH-Q9. We utilize tools like FMEA or failure mode and effects analysis to proactively identify potential risks and prioritize them through risk ranking. This systematic approach helps us focus on the most critical issues. Major risks we focus on include raw material variability, extraction inconsistency, and contamination. To mitigate these, we qualify our suppliers thoroughly, ensuring they meet our quality standards. We also produce standardized extracts and implement a robust control strategy throughout our manufacturing process. By doing so, we can better manage risks and ensure the quality and efficacy of our phytoconstituents. So, in conclusion, herbal traditional therapies are actually more complex than synthetic drugs. This complexity arises because natural products have inherent variability, which means we need to pay close attention to several key factors. First, strong raw material control is essential to ensure the quality of the plant materials we use. Second, standardized processing methods are crucial to achieve consistent results. And third, robust analytical techniques are needed to accurately assess the quality and potency of the final product. Ultimately, success in herbal therapy depends on maintaining consistent quality despite the natural variability in raw materials. It's a challenging process, but with diligent control and reliable methods, we can produce herbal products that are both effective and safe. This is what makes herbal medicine a fascinating and rewarding field. For further support, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're here to help you with any questions or additional information you might need. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. We appreciate your interest and engagement throughout this presentation. Remember, we're committed to supporting you beyond this session, so feel free to reach out whenever you need. Thank you again for being part of this, and we look forward to connecting with you soon.